Hey Ben. Oh boy, I'm disorganized as anything right now. Out you come. Cryj, Chuck, whatever you want to be called, Jan, good to see yous. Don't really stream at this time, but it's been an interesting couple of days. Thought I'd drop a stream while I could. Right, we don't need you anymore. What am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. Blindly doing stuff. Alright. Come on, out you come. Yeah. Alright. This is the one we fixed the other day. It was the eBay special one. So it's up and running. That's good. Now I've got a testing board. I'll make sure I don't put it back in the donors though. What's the bet I end up putting that back in the donors? Alright. I don't even know what's wrong with this one yet. I know the screen works on this because this is the one that we used to test that other 2836 board. This is the Core 2 Duo machine, I think. What? You're broken? Really? Oh man. Oh well. Good thing I bought 50 of these. So these containers I find really good for working on my laptops and whatnot because the partitions they're actually sealed at the bottom. They're not the pull-out separating ones, and the lid seals pretty good so that you can't, if it falls over you don't have screws mixing with each other. But yeah, this one's broken the lip off there. I probably should get another one as I make a mess of things. Anyway. But I usually buy these in quantities of about 20 or so whenever they're on special. Not sure what I'll do with that. Can't really fix it. It's probably not worth fixing. They're only about $2. Right, so I don't know what's wrong with this. This is an eBay special that I got. I think I got it for like $90. We do know the screen's working. That's about it. It was just listed as does not work, and I can hear the glorious sound of bits of sand and trash grinding. Get a paper towel. Such an awful sound. There we go. Hey, fixing things and queues. Yeah, live entertainment. So, well, let's see what we get if we get anything at all out of this. I do have another eBay special coming hopefully Tuesday. Okay, have we got power on this? No, power's on. We've got a green light. We don't get a fan spin, but then this is a Core 2 Duo, so I think I've got to manually power it up. Pressing the power button does nothing. Okay. No, I should be thankful for that. This is not some other exotic weird fault. If you're wondering, I am not wearing gloves. It's just too damn hot. Slip a large rubber band around it. The trouble is if I do that, it is a good idea by the way. If I do that, one of these days I'll forget the rubber band and I'll leave it lying around and I'll trip over it and it'll just go. The alternative I was thinking was cut the lid off and then just have it as a freestanding open tray. Let's see. Just picked up board view for the first time. Fix 4924. No. Oh, just used board view for the first time. No backlight, blame trace. R7702. That's the 1502 Retina, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not very good with remembering a lot of the stuff. I tend to be very much. I just don't remember things. Are you using 720 or 1080 on the Logitech cameras? At the moment, I'm only using 720 because I can only encode at that rate. This i5 5200 CPU just doesn't quite get me to 1080 and leave me enough room. So, yeah, I'm going to switch over with. There we go. Comes with age. Oh, that's great. That's nice to know. Not really. Could be a bad DC in board. No, I got trolled twice last week with that. And it actually looks quite clean. I mean, normally along this section here, this is where you expect to see, the usual trash coming in. The keyboard looks keyboard connector looks a little mashed up, but hopefully not too bad. I've got several videos I'm meant to be uploading, but I just haven't had a chance to edit them properly. And something went wrong with my editor, and all my work got overwritten, so I had to start from scratch again, and as you can imagine, that didn't go down too well with me. So I kind of did a bit of a table flip and walked out. Can't see anything obvious there. We've got 3v42. Suppose we should see if the SMC is on. Hey Jim. I guess I better learn how to run Flexboard View. I'm trying to remember what this board is. I always forget. It's like a 28 something. Where are you hiding, little buddy? There you are. 2879. Almost remembered it. Okay. Oh, we've got plenty of choices. How about the fuse down here? 12.6. Right, fuse is up. SMC is good. I'll check the keyboard, see if the on-off is there. SMC on-off is good. I'll try to short that to ground, see if we get any life. Nothing. Alright. Hey Greg, and we've got Rogue Dragon here. Not sure I've seen you before, Rogue Dragon. Well, let's take this board out anyway. Since it's an unknown, we probably wouldn't hurt to have a looky round. Yeah, Lewis is probably in panic mode with just everything. I don't blame the poor guy. Would not like to be in his shoes right now. Yeah, realistically, everything should be going well for him, but it just seems to be a bit of a disaster at the moment with everything combined, which is really unfortunate. It's very frustrating how life can do that to you. Serve you up with something that should take you to the next level, but it ends up being your worst sort of nightmare situation. Okay. What do I want? These always require torque 6. Torque 6. I'm also streaming at the moment just to try and keep my mind a bit occupied, because we've had a bit of a nightmare week with the kittens. A few days ago, one of them, Loki, at the start of the week he ran into a step and smashed up the front of his face, and that went all black and yucky, and really not that pleasant. But yeah, we're getting through that. But then no sooner is he sort of getting better, he goes outside into the enclosure, and we had a snake get into the house. Oh, that's right, yeah, you didn't get it. And unfortunately he had an encounter with the snake, and it looks like he got bitten a couple of times. So that was off to the vet, a bit of a rush job there. And thankfully I was able to observe the snake, and it was what we call a yellow-faced whip snake, which is in the same family as the brown snake and such, elapide, or what, I can't pronounce the name properly. Anyway, long story short, he was certainly quite sick for a bit, but he's come good now. But then unfortunately last night, or yesterday rather, or maybe the night before, the night before, my dear little boy Micro, the one that's my avatar picture, he came in early for his usual self from the enclosure, and I thought, oh okay, maybe he's just having a bit of a day. But then he didn't get up pretty much all day yesterday, and I thought, oh, that's really not good. And then this morning we took him out last night. He sort of was a bit weak, but then this morning he still wouldn't get up out of bed, so we've just had to take him down to the vet. There's something, he's sick with something. I'm suspecting he's picked up something from a stray cat, because unfortunately our fences, although we do have them, they are porous in the sense that the cats can fight through the fence. It's just a mesh fence, about 70 by 35 millimeter mesh fence, and it works really well, except for, like I said, they can fight through them. And normally we're on top of that sort of thing, but we were focusing so much on making sure that Loki stayed with us with his snake bite. We just sort of dropped the ball a bit there. And so now Micro had to go off to the vet, an emergency this morning, because it's Sunday, which is always fun. But yeah, I've got no problems paying the money. Thankfully, I do have the money at least to look after the cats. But yeah, it's just been a bit much. It's very distressing. Yeah, not getting a lot of sleep over it, but yeah, hopefully we can sort it out. And hopefully Micro will get better in the coming day or so. I mean, I'm pretty sure he will. It's just, he's on antibiotics now. He's had a shot, and but yeah, those of you, with your dogs, your cats, I presume human kids too, it can be quite distressing, and your sort of stomach just goes to the ground, and yeah, you really don't know what to do with yourself. You just sit there and spin your wheels, waiting. And I really can't see anything obviously wrong with this board. Rogue, yeah, the double buffer method is what I'm contemplating. The trouble is, being cats, yeah, with dogs that's pretty easy. With cats, it's that much harder. Okay, you just put a gel. I'm guessing that's where you did belong. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, we're a bit shell shocked at the moment. It's like, and then we're still trying to catch a couple of the stray cats here to get them off the street, so to speak, and get them into fostering or managed one way or another. It's very it has its emotional toll, because you see these cats and through no fault of their own, they're out there. It's always careless owners and things like that. I'm kind of curious why I've got CPU paste floating around here. It's like, why do I have CPU paste everywhere? There's a very clean machine, a very clean board, which actually sort of spells more trouble. Because at least if you had some corrosion, you can sort of go, oh yeah, that's the fault. But when it's as clean as this, it becomes quite a tricky little task. What? I don't recall doing that. No, I must have. Let's see what where's our clock? Defcon repair channel. Yesterday I decided to branch out a bit and start trying to fix Macbooks. Purchased a 17-inch with liquid damage, and will be interested to see if I can fix it. Which 17-inch model did you get? Hopefully it wasn't a 2010. Hey Sonia. The issue with this Mac Tektronix is that it just doesn't turn on. It gives me green light, but doesn't spin up. What does say? Could be MagSafe, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I've got another one of these. A 2565, I do have those. I never seem to have enough 2565s though. So yeah, so like I got a bag of dead 2565s. So where's the good one? You're a good one. You are not the right one, that's what. Oh, come on. Yeah. Ah! That was painful. Painful to the ears, that is. Oh, I can't seem to find my 2565 spare boards. Why? Well, what I'll do is I'll just still check to see if the RTC G3 Hot's good. Make sure it's not pulsing around. That often can happen. Okay, RTC. That. Well, do these things not have RTC G3 Hot? Okay. Alright, is the clock generated on these by the PCH or something? By the MCP. Oh, jeez. Okay. So I do not know my way around these particular boards. Just had to reinstall a Windows desktop for a client after she let a scam. Oh no, not a scammer. Oh no. All sys power good. Yes, I think you're right, Jim. We're just gonna have to go through and do the joyous power rail sequence. Can't think of any other way out of this one. I was hoping I'd go for a shortcut. No, can't have shortcuts. Excuse me. Okay, all sys power good is supposed to be buried down there. Let's see. Come here. And we don't have what? Come on. You're not green anymore? Yep. Okay, you're green now. Something a bit devious going on here. We do not have all sys power good. At least it doesn't seem like it. I really should have picked a better place to test this. But yeah, we don't seem to have all this power good. So we're going to work back from there. At least all this power good is prior to the SMC. Nah, let's go rails. May as well add that as a favorite. So we should be able to just jump to any other page. Let's go powers, and it takes me back. Good. It's interesting, they got it. Normally I'm used to seeing S5 rails over here, working towards S0 down there, but they've got it the other way around here. Okay, we should have 3v42, but... oh great, no it doesn't. That's fun. It's a little on the low side, but not massively so. Let's see if I can get the multimeter software up here. Window capture. That's better. How do you split screen with PDF and Flex? Oh, g'day Lisa. Not sure what you mean by split screen. So maybe you can give me a better description. Sorry. Normally I actually run this on two separate screens, but because I'm limited on a 1080 here and this laptop, I've really got to change up a bit more from this. U7000. I should learn to move the board more rather than moving the microscope. (1681). Yeah, we've got no power good at the moment. That should be good, that good. some big fat fatties. .58. .3. Yeah, they're separate programs. You have the Flex BV, which is of course the board view, and then it launches the PDF, the special PDF viewer, as a separate process. So yeah, you can just move it across. Hey Dan, good to see you. Oh, you just purchased it. Oh, brilliant. Finally, I'll be richer. No, really, I do actually appreciate that. I'm not trying to be a jerk there. Sometimes it can be hard to thank people without sounding like you're being sarcastic. I haven't quite got that talent. So I do apologize if I seem sarcastic sometimes. And yep. So yeah, they're just separate separate programs. You can move them around separately, stack them, whatever you want. Let's see, the big cap and the two in there. I'm probably 0.91, so that's good. Yeah, we'd all like to be richer, wouldn't we ever? DevPom, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that I can't supply the board view files because, I mean, obviously I do have a moderately reasonable collection of them, but legalities are legalities and I don't really wish to go. So we won't be getting S3 state at this point, I don't think. Or maybe we will. Okay. I really do not know my way around this board. Ah, there you are. Whereas, say, on a 00165, I've got no problems. I can just jump around. Most of the time, I don't even have to use the board viewer schematic anymore. Alright, so we don't have that. So what is that? That's 5VS3. I suspect that was to be expected because we don't have all good. Okay, let's go look see where all good's being generated and I think U2850 is probably it. Yep. So, wait, no, you're reacting to that. Do I have PM sleep S4L? Please. What? It's probably something really obvious, and I'm probably missing it, but okay, we don't have S4L. Life now sucks a little more. Let me catch up on the chat. Yes, I certainly don't want to get a knock on the door. Hey Rob, good to see you. They just light a fire and leave, gee. But that was a sushi shop, it couldn't have been Apple. Yeah, the big problem. Hey, Matthew Steele. The big problem I have here is even though I'm in Australia, we have a trade agreement with the US, and part of that means basically the US can go straight through our legal sort of protections, so to speak, and grab anyone here by the throat for things like DMCA or DCMA, whatever it is. Essentially, there's no barrier to the US imposing what they want on our rights here in Australia for this sort of stuff. Yeah, it was crazy how he got those batteries seized. Yeah, do I even have VCore? I'd imagine not, but yeah, I do not have VCore. But then that let's go through this sequence here. So we are getting SMC. Let's check SMC reset L. We should have that, but let's just check anyway. It should be that pin up the top. Yeah, like I said, figured we should have had that, but can't hurt to check. PM power. Why do you not show up? Or do you? Oh, you did that time. There's a bug in my code somewhere. Oh, that's why. You're actually a test pad right there. I need to fix that so that, and of course naturally the test pad doesn't exist in real life. Unless it's that via there. Speaking of which, that via there looks kind of cooked out, but it's not really enough. Nothing's getting warm. Just gonna screw this. Found it easier to screw the fans in nowadays, so they follow you wherever you go on the board, rather than flopping around, getting caught on things, snagging, tearing out the sockets, things like that. So it's just easy to stick it in and leave it in. Well, there's a few vias looking nasty, but nothing truly profound. I didn't even get a twitch or anything. I admit this is where having a power supply based MagSafe is very useful, particularly if it's got a fast response rate on logging of current. And that way I could see if it's like having a short and pulsing. Like I had that the other day. I had let's see where that goes through. Oh great, you go under that chip. I had a machine that ended up having a heartbeat fault on the audio circuit. It was just a cap that had shorted out. But from the MagSafe alone, you can't really tell because you can't sort of go, oh, you know, that's having spikes of current. Oh, I think I just found it. Is it? No. Nah. Damn it. Dream on, buddy. Under the microscope, that little bit of plastic goo made it look like that cap had shorted and blown. Dream on. I think I've only fixed one of these before. Let's take that heatsink off. Lisa, I would say what you've been hearing is it sort of like a brrr, brrr, brrr. If it's like that, that would be what we call a top-notch pigeon having its mating call. Since it is spring-ish weather here, more like hell on earth, but yeah, spring-ish. They're going around and yeah, you see them doing their little mating dance. There's no shortage of wildlife around here, good or bad. Perhaps the most frustrating ones can be the magpies that we have. Oh, that is not normal paste. What is this stuff? It's like metallic glitter looking stuff. Did someone liquid metal this? That is definitely not standard paste. Someone's done something to you. And it looks like they tried hard. Yeah, they didn't make a great big mess of it, but I guess the question is this stuff conductive? Yeah, someone's fecked with you. Explains why there's the old style paste floating around. Maybe they thought, oh, it's not working properly, let me use some... Well, it doesn't appear to be conductive. So that's good. Though it does leave me to wonder, what have they done? Because if they did that... Yeah. What were they doing? It would have been nice if they cleaned it properly. Did they knock a part off the CPU? Doesn't look like it, thankfully. Ah. I don't know what it is, but obviously it's not part of the issue. Let's see. Do these units, one of you brainiacs will know, do these units die in a hurry if they are not pasted properly? Or if someone tries to run them without the paste, the heatsink? Like the good old AMDs of 2000 era? That was always fun. Can't believe that AMD did that. Putting out a CPU that will willingly cremate itself. Ah, now I'm making a god-awful mess here. Oh no, he said God. I had to laugh at Dave Jones the other day on a live stream. And someone was like, thank some deity, I think it was Allah or something like that. Dave just sort of goes, sorry, no, none of that. It's all fairy tale. I was like, whoa. So I don't think I could ever be quite so straightforward like that. I got no problem with that. Oh man, who tempted me to do this? Now look what you've done. Like I said, it doesn't seem to be conductive, but I ain't taking my chances. That is nasty how it just gets everywhere. What's the deal? Am I going to have to ultrasonic this? Yeah, well, they had a sensor on the board, yeah, but they just didn't have one in the CPU, and yeah, you take that heatsink off, and then within seconds it'd be like, pff, very expensive. Pff. Whereas the Intel, in spite of their awful P4 architecture, at least did have a working thermal sensor. Or a useful one, rather, not a working one, a useful one. Oh, this is a disaster. This may be a disaster, but it's not actually even our primary issue. I'd say maybe those little microflex are potentially conductive, but they're so small in size that the chance of them actually forming a bridge is approaching zero. Especially when I just do this and wash it all over the board. I'm not really much of a fan of the whole modifications thing and using superior paste and stuff like that, because I guess it's because when you're on the repair side of things, you kind of like everything to just be standard. It's like, okay, I know what I'm in for. No special tricks here. Okay. Well, either way, the dies look okay. What is that? It's still a mess. No, this isn't a thermal sticker. I know this is what you're talking about on the RAM, that stuff that you just can't peel off properly. But no, this is, see, it's just a perfectly good paste-like substance. That's interesting. There's a little clump in there. That, yeah. I do prefer my guaranteed to not be conductive Arctic white or whatever it is. I said maybe I'll lose a degree or two in cooling potential, but it's a damn sight easier to work with. Get this stuff off. I probably didn't need to get this stuff off, but if I'm going to, now that I have disturbed it, I'm going to have to clean it properly. Why don't I have any corrosion on here? One of the lid sensors down. Jim, this is a 2009, I believe. like I said, what I ordered was supposed to be a 2012, so it was either going to be a 2936 or a 3115. And yeah, I open it up and I get this, and it's like, what? I did contact the eBay seller, and they offered me a discount. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one, even though I really don't have any business with one of these machines. But I'm going to keep it, and yeah, at least the screen does work, and I can use it on the other 1798. What am I talking about? 1278 machines as a tester. And then I will get a proper one from them later, because they seem to be picking up from schools. And so I think what happened with this one is someone was testing or whatever, and they got the bottom plates mixed up, and so the bottom plate that this one had, it is, the serial number on it is for a proper i5 unit or something like that, whereas this one, yeah, not so much. The only thing that makes me a little bit sus is that the sticker here is missing, and that sticker would normally have the serial number on it, so you would know that it correlates or doesn't correlate with the plate. I'm just taking this off just in case. I have my sincerest doubts anything's under here. So I doubt they're going to find the real machine. I have a suspicion that it's already long gone. But I didn't want to have to send this one back, because that would be like, $20 a postage or whatever. And it's like, it's just not worth doing. So just keep it as a screen and board donor maybe. This stuff's terrible. I'm not. No, this is an eBay person, and they are the ones just collecting these machines from a school. I suspect the school's just upgrading or something. The local schools here do know that I do the repairs, but there's simply not enough around. The town's just too small. So I need to try and get a hold of a few other places in Townsville. Townsville's got quite a few schools. Yeah, I'm just doing wishful thinking here, big time wishful thinking, hoping that I'm going to spot something obvious. And maybe when I do actually get this fixed, if I get that far, I'll look back and go, gee, that was obvious. But at this point, I genuinely am not entirely sure. Well, how did this stuff just get everywhere? So that's why I don't use this stuff. It just gets everywhere. Oh. Yeah, good thermal paste, very messy. So yeah, it's possible that the GPU is cooked out, but that still shouldn't stop it from at least trying to get to SO, spinning the fan. I mean, what you'd normally expect is it would spin, but you get nothing. Now, at this point, the please bro option would be rehot the SMC, because that's the professional please bro thing to do. Okay, you look perfectly fine. Alright, I guess we'll put some cheap nasty paste back on. Where is my CPU paste? Yeah, so this is the stuff that I normally use. And it's consistently dependable for me, so I'm happy. If people really want that extra degree of cooling, then yeah, I'll leave that to them. But at least I can just slap that stuff onto the chip, screw it down, and it's good. Yeah, I mean, I sort of squeeze it out a little bit so that it forms a nice surface to cover up those little tiny holes. Dear God, I just realised I am starving so bad. I think with all the stress with the sick kitties, I've kind of forgotten to eat. And now, since we've been back from the vet, and the vet's given him injection to get his temperature down, and we've got antibiotics, then yeah, she's cleared away the risk of other possible issues that I was worried about. Yeah, my body's now sort of going, alright, you've solved that, well, you're out of that immediate crisis. Now if you don't eat, you're going to have your own crisis, which means I've actually got to make food for myself. I can't get delivery around here. Arctic silver is fake pace nowadays. What the hell? What do you mean fake pace? Boot, you thing. How dare you not have an easy fault for me to fix? How dare you? Okay, at least I'm getting to the point now I can see where my on-off points are and I can just eyeball it. Boot! No, why? SMC is definitely alive. You're all good. You're not. Got 12.6 everywhere. Nada. 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 Well, we're not getting any CPU, that's for sure. They came out with it because it's not conductive. Pace. What the hell's pace? Yeah, well, this stuff I've used, what is this? Arctic what? Oh, Arctic Aluminium, whatever it is, yeah. I mean, the company is Arctic Silver, but yeah, Arctic Aluminium. Oh man. Come on. Upside down, Paul. This is hard. I'm doing this backwards and upside down. That's the stuff I got. Always makes me think of with Apollo 13 when they had to manually steer the, to get their re-entry trajectory right, and it was all upside down and backwards. It's like stuff that, if that was me, I would have been dead. I would have bounced off the atmosphere, or more than likely I would have just gone more than ballistic back into the Earth. In the end, I would ruin that mission. But there are some people that do that stuff really well. Like people who, I don't know if you guys have ever seen modern 3D radio controlled helicopters. The people who fly those things at competition level, that is just insane what they can do. I don't know how they do it. It's like they're just spasming at the sticks and creating all those movements with such accuracy or precision. And I don't know how they do it. For me, hovering, it's just a good enough achievement with a bit of fast forward flight without crashing. In fairness, I started out probably the worst helicopters you could start out with, model aircraft, the fixed pitch ones, whereby, man, there's so much junk under there. I wonder if that makes me wonder whether a reflow actually, not a reflow, whether ultrasonic wouldn't fix this. Do a Red Rooster run. Yeah. Pizza's probably more my thing at the moment. If we had KFC here, oh my goodness, that'd be great. Back in the day, when you would purchase Arctic Silver from Radio Shack, it'd be the same material I was looking at. And by then they changed the material because we used... Right. Okay. Alright. Okay, fixing things. Well, thanks very much for the purchase, by the way. And just send me a message if you run any troubles. I know you will, but I'm just saying, yeah, send me a message. Yeah, I've just noticed something here that is really obvious. This obviously has been... Someone's done something with this. Why is this sticker here? What is this sticker for? It means it's been in the hands of someone else, which I don't have a problem with. But it does mean it's endured something. I need someone with brains here, like Tim or Lewis. Because right now, listen, my brain is really not going 100% here. And even Lewis's with concussion, it would do a lot better. No, nothing. Alright, what I'm going to do, I need to be able to measure, see if we've got any spikes happening. So I want to see if PM Sleep S4L comes up at all. So I'm going to attach a wire to Sleep S4. Oh. Hopefully I can find something big enough. Okay, down by the crystal. I'm going to attach a fine wire to one of these, and then I'm going to hook it up to my multimeter, and then I'm going to see if I get any pulsing. Unfortunately, with surface mount stuff, you don't really get many places to hitch up with your little clips like you used to be able to. Yeah, Lewis is definitely needing real people, people who can really do their job properly. He needs to either clone himself or Paul S. He's got the right sort of trouble on his hands, as in he's got a lot of work, but he also needs to be able to have it sorted out without people making things worse. I think that's the biggest problem he's running into is there's a lot of people going, yeah, I can do that, bro, I can do that, and they can't. And so and I don't think he's got a problem paying people to do the job, because it's very hard to find someone to do it right. Come on. And I am proud allowed. I shouldn't really be allowed. I've got a video that I'm trying to edit, the one that I had to table flip the other day because it all went wrong on me, but I actually managed to do my first iPhone SE TriStar the other day, and it actually worked. And the SE TriStar is an underfilled next to the NAND, next to the Tigris, which is also underfilled, so it's not really a fun thing to work on. But I managed to do it, and I was like, yay! Small victories, small victories. Alright. Yep, that's great. Wire's nowhere near thick enough. Let's double it up a bit. PCB layers will be anything from about 8 to 12, I think, on these boards. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, and then we're going to rely on a bit of gravity to hold that tense. And then we're going to change the multimeter over to a maximum capture. And then we're plugging our MagSafe. And of course, naturally it doesn't even turn green. There we go, green. Now the problem here is that I've got no guarantee that the multimeter is fast enough to catch this. Wait, Paul, you need ground, you idiot. Okay. Alright, so I'm not even getting... PM Sleep SPRL doesn't even get consideration at all. So we go back from that. I get 0.9 volt reg. I'm a bit lost. Let's have a look at TPS 51125. So U7201. Does not exist. This, jeez. This sheet here does not explicitly relate to this here. So like if I go looking for that, U7201, it doesn't show up. And if I search for U7201, it doesn't show up. So this power block diagram is not actually matching everything. Great. Fantastic. TPS 51125. TPS 51125. I suspect the chips are there though. Yep, there it is. U7200. Get off. Just take this off for now. Having a little stabby probes or something like that. Something, yeah. Whoever can invent something that will let you set and walk away like a little acupuncture needle or something. That would be brilliant. Almost feels like something I should do. Let's see, U7200, you're above, that's you there. I gotta admit, I'm feeling rather self-conscious on the fact that this is taking so long. I feel like I'm missing something painfully obvious. Okay, 16 and the inconsistency of the SMC firing up, or the green light coming up, is one minor hope I have. Okay, like it's not coming up at all now. But it will on the other one. I bet you it's a DC ink. I gotta find another one of these. It's hard to blame anything on here though. It's different on the MacBook Air type ones where there's plenty of bits and pieces. We'll try to replace that with DBDACA. Maybe we'll try this guy. Can be a real pain because sometimes when it feels like there's nothing wrong on the board, then maybe there's nothing wrong on the board. You gave it still no green light. Oh, it did then. Short my pads. Still no fan spin. You bastard. Alright. Let's check our voltages. And let me check chat because I lost chat. Clock chip maybe. With clock chip normally it should be, you should get some sort of run, but then again this is the MCP version, so I don't know. Now with the RTC, I think the trouble is I think it's been generated internally with these MCPs. With the 2936, the 3115, yeah, I mean that's normally where I go and check, but then I'm looking for it on here and it just seems to come out of the MCP. Hey Shameless. How long? Well, you know, I really actually have been thinking about that. I wanted to have the augmented overlay, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, 12.6. So that's good. Let's see. Okay, VREG 5 should be 17. I guess if we've got 5 volt. Something is kicking out the MagSafe every time. Anyway, what was I after? 5 volt. Oh wait, that should be 5 volt there. 498. I see my multimeter software's crashed again. Funnily enough, it's not the multimeter software crashing, it's the Bluetooth. Error? Are you kidding me? This is why I really don't like Bluetooth on these things. So I mean that's close enough. That's good enough. VREG 3, pin 8. Yep, we've got that. Now these are just the LDO internal ones. These aren't actually the ones generated over this side. Let's look at our enables. Enable trip, turn on. Enable 13. And we've got enable there. Sounds good. Wow, the schematic, look at that. That's a disaster. Alright, L7220. Naturally you're on the other side, you. Okay, we can still pick that up there. Okay, we got 3.3 being generated there. What about this side? I have a feeling we won't have this side. Okay, we only got 4.5 volts output on this. That's not good. That's been pulled down low. That should be 3. So that could be why it's not coming up. Because that should definitely be 5, because our 5 volt reference is 5. I mean, not our reference. So maybe we've got a current issue here. I missed the obvious things. Yeah, 4.5 is way too low. Whereas this here, so this is 5 volts. 4.9. So okay, we're getting somewhere. Meanwhile, the board is completely used up any value of time that I had. Yeah, you're right, I was originally planning on doing Bluetooth for my own design thing, but honestly, after looking at it and seeing it in practice, I'm saying not a chance. It's just too much of a mess. While the technology itself is probably fine, the operating system support is just completely bogus. Alright, so this thing will not turn on at 4.5. I'd imagine there's probably sensors that go, you are not at the level we require. The question is, why are we getting 4.5? Do we have a load issue? Let's see. I don't think that was the right one. I think this is it. No. Okay, L7260. Yeah, you're the big boy. I better check if that running, because I could have sworn that was at 5. Oops, wrong way around. You want to really tell me that you're 0 there? That doesn't make sense. Well, we've got 0 on output of 5-volt rail, but it can't be that bad, it's just moderately bad. Let's see what it is in ohms. Yeah, okay, you're pretty severe. 0.4. 0.5. Yeah, that doesn't look too healthy. I mean, I know the 5ES3 is a pretty in-demand rail, but it shouldn't be that low. And I've lost the chat. Oh, shoot. So yeah, short on S3. So I guess we can just simply wire it up and find out what's causing that. It could be anything, to be honest. Unfortunately, I don't have another one of these boards, so I can't make a comparison, but I think it would be a reasonable expectation that that should definitely be a little bit higher. Yeah, in the order of maybe 20 ohms or 10 ohms even, but not that low. Let's just double check again. Yeah, I mean 0.67, if you go put... it's kind of curious though that I'm actually still mentioning 4.5 out of that, so... yeah... Am I misreading this? Because I would have felt that heat source. Because if I'm getting 4.5 volts on that rail, it's got to be getting monstrously hot somewhere. Let's check that voltage. I'm all for the possibility that I've measured this wrong or reading it wrong. Okay, now I'm not getting anything. Seriously? Let's turn this on again. Okay, I'm reading the right one, aren't I? Oh, right. I think I might have been reading the wrong thing for that 4.5. Although it doesn't change the fact that... Yeah, it definitely does not change the fact that we got a short in appearance there. I think the 4.5 I was reading was actually the gate boost voltage. Okay. So I was trying to push the gate open, but without, it's not going to have much luck. So now we've got to decide which side of this circuit is at fault. And yet again I've lost my chat. So we'll just take this coil off. See which side has got the short. It's gonna be fun. It's not really in the easiest place to get off. Oh well. We'll stick some leaded solder on it, make it easier for us. But yeah, these boards do troll me for the fact that, you know, you gotta manually power them on. I think maybe every month or so I get hit by it. I'm just doing this so it's easy for me to get off. I could actually lever them off. I don't think I'm going to be that much of a brute today. Yeah, maybe I'm going to have to leave the damn thing off. Maybe not. I was that close to letting that one go and just doing the hack job. Okay, diode mode. Select. It's going to be a bit lower because it's hot, but it shouldn't Zippity zoo. Okay, so alright, 0.23, 0. That's a very strong short, that one. And that is, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have to stick our wire on there and see what we can find that gets hot. Unfortunately, my power supply only gives me up to 3 amps, so it's not going to give us a lot, but it might be just enough. And the next thing I need is a wire that will cope with that. Boom, 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 boom. I actually don't do too many of these short phones, funnily enough. Well, I don't know if that's funny or not, but yeah, I just don't do too many of them. Got my heavy duty leads here. These will handle 30 amps, which I think should be ample for this situation. And I need some better clips. Yeah, test leads. The ground, I might be able to get away with you. And we use you there. This stuff is so big that I can do it without the microscope. Amazing. A long time since I've soldered without using the microscope. Okay, that's good. Actually, I'll use the alligator clip for that. And yep, someone's going to point out right now that I'm about to make a big fat mistake because of the colouring of my wire. I almost put ground on that. It's like surgery. Yeah, you don't hold properly. Give me another wire. Okey-dokey-doke. 5 volts, 3 amps, getting ready to go. Hey Adam, sorry if I haven't said it hello to whoever might have turned up recently, or just obviously mind elsewhere. Idiot, don't need MagSafe. Power on. 3 amps, 0.8, so we've got 3 watts going in somewhere. So this is going to be... this is not going to be an easy one to find. Because 3 watts can easily just... it's just so easily dissipated. Oh, look at all that glorious fucking glitter. Thank you very much, bloody... yeah. Alright, let's turn that off. Thank you very much, blimmin' professional. Hey, I want to get 2 degrees extra on my CPU. This is what I got to deal with. Oh, that's going to get me a family ban. Whoops. I should learn to hold my tongue. Bloody glitter. Honestly, this could be just basically anywhere. Risking my fingertips and shit, that hurt. Yeah, gotcha. Yep. Fingertips to the rescue. Where are we? On the other side. Right over here somewhere. Ready to say hello, buddy? Where are you? There. Aha. Gotcha. I got you. Alright, I gotta say, that one's not obvious. So I feel a bit better. Bloody hell, that burnt. 3 watts. It's not a huge amount of power, but that hurt. Ah, sorry guys. There you go, I'll replay. Too excited by burning myself. Here we go, power on. Vamos. And now that I can look at it carefully, I'm pretty sure there's a very fine hairline crack in that sucker. Very fine hairline crack. It's running from there through to there. Yeah, who cares? No one cares. We just want it off there, and then I can go to the burn ward afterwards and get myself a new fingertip, because that was thermonuclear. Blimey heck. It was so hot, I actually thought that I had put my finger on a needle tip. Oh, for God's sake, come on, get off. I should have just applied power and let it burn itself off. Yeah, you can see the fracturing there now that we cooked it a bit more. Get my hands off there. That's showing up. Yep, that's showing up. Hey Tim. Yeah, loving the quick. The quick really is good. I'm still grumbling about the tip change. How to change the tips. Yeah, it's harder than it should be in my opinion. But maybe at some point I'll work out a way around it. They should have had some sort of device like a slow levering technique where you put the nozzle and you just put the nozzle in there and you just like pull a lever and it slowly parts it rather than the whole yank until it breaks type of situation. Yeah, that'll do. Now, let's find out what the heck that even was. Let's have a look. You're over here. Where are you? Okay, I think that's you. You see 4690 rather. What am I, dyslexic? Alright, would not have picked that. So 603 10 microfarad, 6.3 volts. It's pretty much a jelly bean capacity. It's 10 microfarad, or like 25 volt. I could put a 25 volt on there. I just sometimes like to get a little closer to what they want so that the ESR is probably closer. I don't have any of these spare boards. Yeah, tell you what I'll do. Let's do a bit of shilling, because shilling is good for the soul. Alright, so what do we want? We want 10 microfarad, 6.3, 603 size. So 10 microfarad, 603 size, 6.3 volts. Let's search for it. Pretty much every board should hit this. I'll just look for the one that I know I've got handy. Oh, the iPhones. Seriously, the iPhones have them? Huh. Let's see, 2580 I don't have. 2877 I don't have. 2523 I don't have. 2915 I've got a million of, so yeah. We'll take it from a 2915. Let me see, on the 2915 they are everywhere, so we'll definitely go grab one of those. Stop the search. Very, very, very handy. Finally, 2915 becomes useful. So let's see, C1675. What was it? C1672. I'll do. You're going to be a pain to get off because you're right in the middle of everything. And you're slightly less in the middle of everything. You're up here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 in from the edge. So merely by size alone, that should be it there. Get that off. But yeah, I put that feature into Flexboard View because I don't have a lot of donor boards here, at least not yet. But I figured they're bound to have a lot of similar parts on a lot of their boards, so why not search for them? And it helps also for the chips. If you say need like a TPS 51, 1, 2, whatever, you can just put in that chip code and it will go through and find them for you. What other boards might have that? It's not 100% perfect every time, but it's certainly a very good search tool. Yeah, I add a lot of features into Flexboard View, but that's one of the ones that I personally like to use a lot myself. And it's perhaps more useful than I expected it would be. Oh, quick. There's probably a great big GPU or CPU on the other side of this, so that's why it's taking its time. You're almost there. Come on, man. Gotcha. So yeah, there's a lot of features I add into Flexboard View, and every now and then you get just that, you get a feature that you sort of go, wow, yeah, you know, I am glad I put that in there. But you also, by the same time, you have a dozen others that you sort of like, yeah, that was nice to add, but I didn't really end up using it like I thought I would. Yeah, a bit of a dum-dum. I didn't check to see whether that short was removed. Straight nozzle, yeah. I haven't got one that size. That's the 12mm, I think it is. Anyway. But you're right, Tim. The straight nozzles do a much better job. The curved nozzles, a lot of energy is lost going around that corner. But again, it's a pain in the butt to keep changing them back and forth. But I agree with your sentiment. Okay, let's see if we got that short removed. And there we are, we're up to 0.4 now. And naturally the goddamn meter software is crashed. Doesn't normally crash out this bad. But yeah, for some reason the Bluetooth software is just... it's not sending the messages that I want. Still no? Wow. I may end up doing something crazy and just change to a wired meter as much as I don't want to. No, it does not like this for some reason. Likely error, really? Wrong way around. There you go. Short's gone. Did you update it right before the stream? No, I don't do things like that. It's very poor form to update software just before you're about to put it into critical use. I don't know any professionals that do such things. But yeah, Tim, I completely agree about those straight tip versus long. What I wish they'd do is produce a short straight tip instead of the damn like 2-inch long type thing. Okay, I know they're not 2 inches long, but it feels that way at times. I suppose I could always just angle grind the one I've got. Oh man, come on. Yeah, can't find my normal wick for this, so we'll fall back to the good old goot. Hey Adam, thanks for watching. Well, at least you got to see that we found the fault, so all good. I can't move my wick end. Okay. There's my coil. Good enough. So it needs to be like the JVC nozzle. It's too rigid when the JVC is rounded. An adjustable nozzle, you mean like a swivel nozzle, so they can, yeah, that would be nice. But one of those, it probably, yeah, even if it costs like $80 or something like that, one of those flexible hose type nozzles, but very short. I don't know why I'm trying to do my focus there. Anyway, I'm waffling off and yep. This is where it's gonna be. Let's see. I was just about to put my finger on that part. I realised by the time it actually gets soldered down, it's probably going to be too flippin' hot. That's good. I didn't check to see if the coil was shorted. Oh no. I shouldn't mock that, because it's entirely possible for the coil to have some of the lines shorted. Okay, I'm going to need some hot air for assistance on this. Okay, there you go. I just threw a wick under it, so it's good. Rework with the RAM in it? Yeah, well, what am I going to do? It's my own board, leave me alone. Normally I do take them out. It's my own test rework board. When it comes to my own stuff, I'm a little too casual, but in some ways that's useful because it gives me an idea of what I might be able to get away with. Yeah, it's still probably going to be a bit hot. It's, yeah, I mean, you sort of, and of course being on live stream, you're running with half a brain. But yeah, there's been plenty of times I make mistakes like that. I think I was working on something the other day. What was it? I was working on a retina, and I pulled the cable out for the screen while the battery was still connected. That was a sweating couple of minutes after I did that, waiting for it to boot up again. Yeah, try not to make mistakes like that, but you do. Yeah, and yeah, I think the important thing is if you do make a mistake like that in a professional capacity, then you just gotta, if you can't fix it, you're just gonna have to say, well, you gotta spend the money and pay that customer for the damage you did. Hey, fan spin! So it's fixed. Marvelous. At least I knew that I had to manually turn that on, otherwise I probably would have spent another 2 hours going around in circles going, I can't fix it, it's impossible. But I managed to retain my dignity today. I'm quite happy. Yeah, let's get this into the chassis. Golf clap. Golf clap? How dare you, sir? I say, your golf clap is as poorly done as my job here. Unbelievable, I actually got that in one hit, I think. Yep, I did. All this over a Core 2 Duo. Was it worth it? I don't think so. I suppose it has entertainment value for all you people out there. And I guess it did keep me distracted while I'm just waiting to see how my poor animals are going. I've got to come up with a way of... I probably need about, I'd say another 10,000 or so. And so I can redo the fencing around here and make it stray cat proof. The worst thing is it's not even going to be... Yeah, it's only going to be for the next couple of years that I'm living here at the most. But for me, if it saves me... Yeah, if it saves my kitty cats distress and such, then I'm all for it. Okay, we'll probably just get a folder on this, because I don't have a hard drive for it. But at least these ones I can put a solid state in. What? You gave me... Forgot the wrong one? What's going on? Oh. Okay, power up. I felt the drive just do its thing. Yeah, with Loki and the snake bite, I wasn't profoundly distressed. I don't think I haven't got a screen energized here, so we may have other issues at hand. I don't know if I've got a backlight issue or something else. A USB stick. MCP. Could well be that it's just dead anyway. I'm not getting a bone. That is just the super drive. Let's see, I'll have to check vehicle. But yeah, the screen's definitely not coming up. Oops, wrong board. What? How can there be no vehicle on the backside? Two big empty spots down the bottom. Wrong one. So I got 1.07 for vehicle. Had Rodrigo. Shut the hell up. You damn beepers. Hey Jeff. PPV Core SO CPU is currently just over 1 volt. So yeah, right between. Next suggestion, TCRS. Like I said, I'm not worried if this is a write-off. I was just happy that we got fan spin. Check 1VOS5. Yeah, that's pretty much okay. Do you get a light? No, I don't. It gets 5 volts, but it doesn't post anything. It doesn't try to access it. Nothing like that. So as soon as I plug it in, I'll get a light, but that's just the 5 volt registering. So it could still be something like clock issues. Check MCP vehicle, MCP core. And let's see if I can spot this without blowing it up. Alright, I got it. MCP vehicle is 9.49, so 9.5. Ah, crikey. Stab myself. Resistance to ground, 3D42. Resistance you want? Or you want diode? I'll give you resistance. Not keen on resistance with a lot of things. Anyway, doesn't matter. Shut up, Paul. Just do what he's asking. 3D42. For me, the main value on this was the fact that I at least got a screen, though unfortunately I can't use the screen for most jobs. I mean, I can test, but that's about it. That can't be right. 78 kilo ohms for 3V42. Am I looking at? Have I got the right pin? $14K on 3V42. That's a little high. Yeah, 14K. Yep, 14K. It seems a little high, doesn't it? You'd expect maybe 60, 70 ohms, maybe a K, but 14K can't be right. Way too low. It wouldn't give you a lot of output if and now it's okay. This thing's all over the place. Now it's up to 80K. So where was I getting 14K from? What? What is this thing doing? It's all over the place. Do we have a fault in the track there? Steady up, Paul. Let's try this again. No, try it a little closer to home here. Try it right on the ground pin of the LCD. So now I'm getting 14 there. This makes no sense. And 81 there. 90, 80. Something's very weird there. It's just weird that I get 14K, and then if I move the probe around, I get 80K, which is close to what you were saying you want. There, see 14 there now. So that is just bizarre. That is truly bizarre. It makes no flippin' sense. So there's no apparent corrosion there either. Yeah, the battery's fine in the meter. And the fact that it's consistent when I move back and forth. It's like, what is there, a hairline crack in there or something? Oh, that's screechy. That doesn't make sense. Look, is there something wrong with this via? I have a horrible feeling that if it is posting 14 as its lowest, then yeah, I'd say the true value is close to 14. Oh man, someone didn't remember to put the fume extractor on. Oh dear God. Okay, let's see if we get something more consistent this time. Okay, 14K. How the hell? Is there a break in there? I don't understand what I'm looking at right. It's like there's a break in this copper because like there. Let's go. 14K. Okay. And then we move to here. It's oxidation on the top. That's what it is. It's oxidation. That's strange. It should have come off with the soldering. It just didn't get it enough, I'd say. Yeah, I can see the oxidation there now. So I'd say the MCP is dead, because we're probably now going to get a consistent 14K. What the fuck? Now you're 4.5? And you've gone to 81? Alright, time to get serious. Time to use this beast. All else goes wrong, I bring out my Protec. And the Protec tells all. Okay. Just unfortunately you don't get to see what it tells. The Protec now says that's a 1K to there. And 1K to there. Well, either way, Tim, it looks like a dead MCP because this is definitely posting 1K. 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 So I am getting consistent results there. Yeah, so we're just going to bin this sucker. Use it as parts. Well, I'm just glad that we got the fan spin, so better than nothing. No point really wasting more time on it. Oh good, you were able to see it slightly. Yeah, donor. It was fun. In a sad, sad kind of way. But the screen works. Oh well. Guess we'll leave it at that. Let's see, now I'll catch up on the comments. Can you show the people the defective item that is defective? What? End of the day, it's your razor and you left the shop before anything else went wrong. Yep, that often can be a really good policy. Well, I do have a couple of normal machines to work on in terms of just Windows jobs and stuff like that, which I'm not going to do on live stream. Just cleanups, general maintenance. But so thank you everybody for sitting in for the last, how long has this been? 2 hours? 2.25 hours spent on a machine that's worth probably $50 if that. I guess it was fun. So, I appreciate you all dropping by, and I'll see you guys next time.